Who are you?
I am the architect.
Today we're at our architect's office. We want to walk you guys through exactly what happened during the journey of design, from literally sketching things out on a piece of paper all the way to where we are now and things that you guys are seeing get built. Design is something you feel. When you walk in a building, you know it right away. It's a bit of an art and a science.
Sirens!
You guys are seeing that we're bringing BorderX to Bell. We're bringing another tenant that we can't tell you about right now, but we'll tell you soon enough. The reality is there's a tremendous amount of work, about 9 months of design time that we spend thinking through things from bathroom layouts, where people are going to come in and come out. And so today we're meeting with our architects to give you a sense of all the thought and the team that goes into the design of these buildings.
So I'm Brian Kite, I'm Managing Principal of SRK Architects.
My name is Hugo Calderon, and I'm the designer here at SRK Architects.
My name is Ruben Haro. I work here at SRK Architects. I'm one of the senior job captains here.
So when we first came to Brian, the reality is we knew we had a brewery tenant. And so having a tenant gives Brian a sense of the space. We're going to serve beer. There needs to be a level of openness. So then what we do is we come here and we just do quick ideas, kind of like an idea session, right? And we use Vellum.
Right.
And we'll show you guys a little bit about how we do it.
So what we do when we design buildings is we take the trace paper and we draw a plan. So I'm going to draw a plan. And the plan, let's put a bathroom in it, maybe so there's a kitchen over here, there's something else. And then we say, well, we don't really like that. In fact, we want the windows to be on the other side. So what we do is we take what we like and we redraw it. So I like this. I didn't like this, so I'm going to do this differently. I want to go in like this. I like the kitchen here, the bathroom's going to work here, so I just take information, I start layering it. So this is a layer. That's the initial layer, that's the second layer. I want to say about 800 layers later, there's going to be a finished set of working drawings.
In the computer.
In the computer, but the first layers begin right here. So the next step, after we essentially conceive of an idea that we think holds promise, is to sit down and try to design a building. But when people walk into space and they don't like it, they don't even know why. It's just a psychological something or other that they're feeling that makes them want to leave, or spend money, or sit and relax, or whatever the case is. But all of that is intentional on our part. We think design is intentional in every respect.
When I started designing this, I was considering the content, which is a bistro and a micropub or a brewery. The concept was going to come from those two elements. In reality, what ended up happening was that the brewery actually had to be internalized. It had to belong within the perimeter of the building, as opposed to the bistro, which is more inviting to the community.
The bistro is it's the extrovert. It's got larger openings. It's got an indoor-outdoor orientation. So the restaurant flows to the outside. So the relationship, whereas the brewery is internalized, the bistro is very, very much, here's who I am. Love me or hate me, but here's who I am.
I'm here to
That's
serve.
it. That's it. So that's basically what we're trying to communicate. Since there are two buildings, buildings actually speak to one another. It's a visual conversation. How they connect is extremely important.
The next step is when we moved into construction documents, which is this package here. So this is where we call out the actual materials, finishes, all the actual specifications of the drawings.
One of the most important parts to these plans are really communicating to people that we hire, the subcontractors, what is what are we going to do? And so this building requires a brand new roof. And so when I'm talking to a subcontractor or a roofer, they ask, what's on the roof? And Ruben's team comes in here and everything you read here is in the plan notes. And so it tells you exactly the insulation, the R values needed, and a bunch of technical terms. But it allows a roofer to come in and basically install exactly what is required per code. And so inside Ruben's head is basically an architectural code that complies with California and even the city in some cases. And so we use that for pricing, but this level of detail is key for our project.
I have a tendency to think of this as the inspirational aspect of architecture and this as the implementation aspect of architecture.
I always saw conceptual design as what we're doing, and this is how we're going to do it.
But there's no one part of it that's more or less important, it's all important. If I don't do my job, it's never gonna get to this guy. If he doesn't do his job, it's never gonna get to this guy. At the end of the day, what is drawn on a piece of paper that is beautiful and loved by everyone has to be built. And so we have to structure our work and our services so that this can be translated into a set of working drawings and ultimately into the built environment.
Is there a tenant ready for the bistro?
I'm sure we're gonna be signing a lease soon.